So I've just created a workflow here that is storing Rufus questions to Jarvio in a table. The table is here in my data, in generated tables, and you can see here that this has ran and has 98 products mapped in. So what I want to show you now is how to combine flows, my data, and the agent. So what I did here is I said, can you find my generated table, Rufus queues, or something similar to that, and do an analysis. And what it came out with was pretty cool. So total rows, when I ran this, it was 68. Top 15 questions the customers see. So it's really easy to digest instead of just a big table of data. Question theme distribution, questions by category, top Rufus questions by category, key insight, recommended actions. So that's all come from a workflow which is storing a table to my data, and I've set this up to save every single day in the workflow. And in the agent, what I might now do is say something like, sorry, let me just speak to it. That's cool. Can you now go ahead and create a skill in Jarvio for what you just did? With a slight change, I want you to check every single day that table, check the differences in that table, and do the analysis based on what's new in my Rufus questions, and schedule this to happen every single day at 10 a.m. PST. Okay, here we go. So what Jarvio is now going to do is it's going to figure out exactly what it did to get this analysis. It's going to figure out which table it was looking at. It's going to figure out which charts it made. It's going to figure out pretty much everything it did. And it's going to make the changes based on what I asked for, and then create a scheduled task for me in here. So let's let that run, because it will take a few minutes to create this for the first time. And you can see here that Jarvio is going through everything I've just asked, which is incredibly complicated, to be fair. What I've asked it to do is take a workflow that saves a table, check between different versions, create a skill, then create a task, and then run it every single day. So Jarvio is working through that information, and it's doing this for us now. So I will let you know when it gets back to me and show you that skill and task. So it has been 2 minutes, and you can see here it's saving a file, Rufus Q baseline, so that it knows, I presume it just wants to store that so that it can check for differences without using the tables, creating a skill and creating a scheduled task. And you can't see this here, but it's been 5 minutes total since I started recording this, and we have all this set up. So skill created, Rufus daily monitor, baseline file, Rufus Q baseline, and scheduled task, Rufus daily monitor. So let's have a look at that. We see in our scheduled tasks, we have this skill here, or this task here, which has where it's pulling from, what to do, how to do the analysis, and then how to save to our file. We'll see here in skills, Rufus daily monitor has been created. So this is exactly what Jarvio did to produce this output here, which is pretty cool. And now if you wanted to ever run this skill in particular again, you can just say run the skill. You'll see the task is scheduled every day at 10 a.m. You can see it here on your task manager. So yeah, this is Jarvio combining the simplicity of agents with the power of workflows, with all of your e-commerce data in one place.